Government ready 6.9 trillion rupiah for cooking oil cash assistance. Manpower Minister asks employers to pay religious festivity allowances in full amount. Good evening, it's Tuesday, April 5th, 2022. Market Headlines is ready to provide you information from business and economic with me, Wicky Adrian. This is Market Headlines. Industry Minister and National Police Chief agreed to establish a joint task force to accelerate bulk cooking oil supply. The task force ensures to oversee and monitor cooking oil stocks from production to distribution.
National Police Chief General Listio Sigit Prabowo and Industry Minister Agus Gumiwang Kartasasmita held a meeting to discuss the acceleration of bulk cooking oil supply and its maximum retail price.
Program MGS Curah dengan HET 14.000 ini sudah ditetapkan oleh pemerintah pada tanggal 16 Maret dan sekarang tanggal 4 April kita melihat progres ada walaupun progresnya masih belum sesuai dengan apa yang kita harapkan. Dan oleh sebab itu pertemuan kami tadi pagi membahas berbagai macam upaya agar supaya progres bisa dilakukan akselerasi.
Meantime, General Listio Sigit Prabowo assured that the National Police will monitor oil stocks from production, distribution to retailers.
Di mana Satgas Gabungan ini kita tempatkan mulai di level pusat, para produsen, dan di kantor pusat kita tempatkan personel dari polisi dan dari Kementerian Perindustrian, khususnya di beberapa produsen besar, melekat 24 jam untuk mengawasi proses produksinya.
The government has made various efforts to ensure the availability of cooking oil for the public. These efforts include doubling the production of bulk palm cooking oil, supervising distribution, providing subsidies by imposing retail price ceiling, as well as providing cash assistance for cooking oil to the public and traders. IDX Channel reports.
Fiscal Policy Agency confirms that the government has readied 6.9 trillion rupiah for cooking oil cash assistance program. The cash assistance will be disbursed to eligible recipients, including 20.5 million families and 2.5 million street food vendors.
An official of the Finance Ministry confirmed that 6.9 trillion rupiah was readied for distribution to eligible residents, included under the Cooking Oil Cash Assistance Program in April, May and June. The agency had remarked that each recipient will receive 100,000 rupiah cooking oil cash assistance each month that will be disbursed during a one-time transfer in April. Hence, recipients will receive 300,000 rupiah to fulfill their needs during the Ramadan period.
BLT minyak goreng yang sudah disiapkan dan sudah disampaikan oleh Pak Presiden, kita amankan dan kita segera laksanakan khususnya dalam bulan Ramadan supaya masyarakat tidak terlalu khawatir, daya beli masyarakat tetap kita jaga. Nah, kebutuhan anggarannya ini untuk yang pertama itu tadi 6,15 triliun, lalu untuk PKL makanan 0,75 triliun. Jadi totalnya ini 6,9 triliun.
Febrio noted that the 20.5 million beneficiary recipient families would receive their benefits through various channels. Furthermore, military and police officers will assist in the distribution of cash benefit to some 2.5 million food street hawkers eligible for the benefits, the IGT had added. IDX Channel reports.
The government has decided to reopen 3 airports to serve international flights. The decision is based on the capacity of international flights, which are considered to be still minimal, even though economic activity in Indonesia is starting to swell amid the pandemic.
The government continues to evaluate the capacity of international flight, which are considered to be still minimal, even though economic activity in Indonesia is starting to swell amid the COVID-19 pandemic. Therefore, the government has decided to reopen 3 airports to serve international flights, named Yogyakarta International Airport in Kulon Progo, Medan Kuala Namu International Airport, and Makassar Sultan Hasanuddin Airport. The government will also evaluate the visa policy for foreign tourists entering Indonesia.
Salah satu yang masih kita harus perbaiki adalah kapasitas penerbangan internasional yang masih jauh dari normal. Untuk itu, pemerintah akan melakukan langkah-langkah antara lain, membuka bandara internasional diantaranya Yogyakarta, Medan, Makassar, dan selain itu kebijakan visa akan terus direlaksasi mendekati aturan sebelum pandemi. Aturan anti-tes PPLN masuk Indonesia juga akan kita relaksasi hingga jumlah penerbangan yang masuk dapat meningkat tanpa menyebabkan penumpukan di bandara.
Previously, the government had removed the PCR or antigen test requirements for domestic transportation mode passengers. During this transition period, the government has also begun to implement the abolition of the quarantine period for foreign travelers entering Bali via COA. IDX Channel reports.
Moving on to global update, Elon Musk purchased almost 10% of Twitter stock, making him the largest shareholder. Meanwhile, yearly inflation in Turkey hit 61.14%, climbing to a new 20-year high. And more stories on today's International Minute.
Elon Musk recently purchased 9.2% of Twitter stock, making him the largest shareholder in the company. News of the purchase sent share of Twitter soaring 22% in early trading. Elon Musk's stake was worth $2.9 billion as of the close of trading Friday and $3.5 billion after the spike early Monday. Musk filing did not disclose the purpose or any plans for the company, but last month he said he was giving a serious thought to creating a new social media platform. Yearly inflation in Turkey hit 61.14%, climbing to a new 20-year high and deepening a cost of living crisis for many households. The Turkey Statistical Institute said customer prices rose by 5.46% in March compared with the previous month. Yearly inflation was up from 54.44% in February. The highest yearly price increase was in the transportation sector at 99.12%. According to the data, it was the biggest year-on-year increase since March 2002. China sent the military and thousands of healthcare workers into Shanghai to help execute COVID-19 tests for all of its 26 million residents. Some residents were asked to wake up before dawn for nucleic acid testing at their housing compounds, many queuing up in their pajamas. Multiple provinces have sent healthcare workers to Shanghai, according to media reports, with some estimates putting the total number at more than 10,000. Hong Kong leader Carrie Lam has announced she will not seek a second term. After postponement due to another COVID-19 outbreak, the election to pick a successor will be held on May 8th. After postponement due to another COVID-19 outbreak, the election to pick up a successor will be held on May 8th, but it will be far from meeting democratic criteria since it will be the task of an election committee who are mostly aligned with Beijing rather than the territory's 7 million residents. In making announcement, Lam thanked the central government for supporting her in the face of unprecedented challenges. IDX Channel reports.
Bank Indonesia prepares cash of 175 trillion rupiah for Ramadan and Eid period. Market headlines will be right back after the break.
Android TV Box dengan konten luar biasa banyak dari Vision Plus TV.
Meniti langkah kemenangan di bulan Ramadan. Saksikan program-program pilihan yang menginspirasi di bulan Ramadan. Kurang Inspiration.
Jadi ternyata nasihat itu nggak harus dari Ustadz ya?
Nggak harus dari Ustadz juga.
Dari anak kecil?
Mungkin Allah tahu nih, si Rapi mau Ustadz kurang mempan, dikasih anaknya.
Today Special.
Ketemu lagi dengan saya Markus di Today Special.
Ini uniknya dari Chinese cabbage. Ini saya rendam pakai air es biar lebih crunchy ya.
Small Space.
Selain full kayu, interior dari mejanya, kayaknya sih belum ada kafe yang pakai kayu-kayu jati.
Kids Menu. Saksikan program-program inspirasi Ramadan hanya di IDX Channel.
Perbincangan hangat tentang isu dan kebijakan ekonomi terkini yang diulas secara mendalam bersama narasumber terpercaya. Market Review, Senin sampai Jumat, jam 10 waktu Indonesia bagian Barat, hanya di IDX Channel.
Sektor UMKM hanya akan dikenakan pajak final 0,5%.
Awali hari Anda dengan informasi dunia ekonomi yang diulas dari berbagai sudut pandang. Power Breakfast, Senin sampai Jumat, jam 8.30, hanya di IDX Channel.
Welcome back. Manpower Minister asked employers to pay religious festivity allowances to workers in full amount. Regarding the obligation, the minister explained that it is based on better national economic conditions compared to last year.
The Minister of Manpower Ida Fauzia asks employers to pay religious festivity allowances to workers in full, or in other words, not to be paid in installments. The Minister of Manpower stated that the obligation was based on better national economic conditions compared to last year. To discuss in more detail, the government has confirmed that it will hold a dialogue between trade unions and employers.
THR itu adalah hak pekerja, kewajiban pengusaha. Kalau tahun lalu ada relaksasi karena kondisi pertumbuhan ekonomi kita yang masih belum pulih, maka tahun ini saya kira kondisinya semakin baik. Tadi Pak Menko sudah menyampaikan nanti akan kita lanjuti dalam bentuk surat edaran yang akan dikeluarkan oleh Kementerian Ketenagakerjaan. Kita sangat berharap agar pengusaha membayarkan haknya pekerja ini dalam bentuk pembayaran THR.
In the applicable regulations, the payment of religious festivity allowances to workers is made no later than 7 days before Eid. If the company violates it, it will be given a sanction in the form of a warning, restrictions on business activities, to the temporary suspension of business activities. IDX Channel reports.
The government again provides wage subsidies, but this wage subsidy is only given to workers with salaries below 3 million rupiah. Previously, in 2020 and 2021, assistance was provided to workers with incomes below 5 million rupiah. The coordinating minister for economic affairs, Erlangga Hartarto, said that assistance would be provided to 8.8 million workers. Erlangga said that the subsidy assistance continued the previous program. However, the government is still discussing the mechanism for providing assistance. On the other hand, the government also provides regular assistance and social assistance with funds from the National Economic Recovery Program.
Tadi ada arahan Bapak Presiden terkait dengan program bantuan subsidi upah, di mana ini akan terus dimatangkan bantuan subsidi upah untuk 8,8 juta tenaga kerja dengan gaji yang kurang dari 3 juta. Nah, ini sedang dimatangkan, kemungkinan dalam waktu dekat akan diumumkan. Nah, terkait dengan pemulihan ekonomi, ini tadi sampaikan bahwa per April realisasinya 29,3 triliun atau 6,4% dari alokasi 455,62.
Bank Indonesia has prepared cash of 175.2 trillion rupiah for Ramadan and Eid this year. The increase in the supply of cash is said as the central bank's response to the government's policy of allowing Eid homecoming and improvement in economic indicators.
To meet cash needs during Ramadan and Eid, Bank Indonesia this year has prepared cash of 175.2 trillion rupiah or 13.42% higher than the same period in 2021 of 154.4 trillion rupiah.
Mempersiapkan uang tunai layak edar sebesar 175,26 triliun atau naik 13,42% dibandingkan dengan tahun lalu seiring dengan perkembangan ekonomi yang membaik. Selain itu juga kami terus melakukan komitmen dalam melanjutkan program tahunan ekspedisi rupiah berdaulat. Bekerjasama dengan TNI AL tahun ini kami akan terus melakukan kegiatan kas keliling di daerah 3T, terluar, terdepan, dan terpencil di 16 provinsi dan 81 pulau.
Bank Indonesia explained that the increase in cash supply did not only take into account the improvement in economic indicators, but also various other aspects, such as wider community mobility as a result of handling COVID-19 pandemic. In addition, the increase in the supply of cash is also the central bank's response to the government's policy of allowing in homecoming again after 2 years of being banned due to COVID-19 pandemic. Jakarta, Rahajo Patmo, IDX Channel.
The Transportation Ministry aims for a total of 8.5 trillion rupiah of non-tax revenue in 2022. The targets is conveyed by the Transportation Minister during a meeting with Commission 5 of the House of Representatives. The minister listed several efforts to generate optimal non-tax revenue, such as impositions of the port service policy by changing the terminal for self-interest into a port business entity for easier management of income. Another effort is the imposition of administrative fines in order to ensure compliance from operators. The minister was optimistic that the 2022 non-tax revenue target would be achieved as several sectors saw an increase in capacity. The minister pointed to an increase in exports, which meant efforts to generate non-tax revenue from transportation modes could be pushed.
Target PMBP tahun ini adalah 8,5 triliun dan kita optimis ini bisa dilaksanakan dengan baik ya. Sektor-sektor tertentu terjadi suatu kenaikan dari ekspor. Ini menunjukkan bahwa di pelabuhan kita bisa tingkatkan, di darat kita bisa tingkatkan, di pelayanan udara juga sekarang sudah mendekati 70-80% kapasitas sebelum 2019.
Ramayana Lestari booked 170 billion rupiah profit in 2021 after the break on market headlines.
Saya punya kegemasan gitu ya, kenapa Indonesia yang sangat besar dan seharusnya punya banyak potensi tidak bisa sekaya negara-negara makmur atau adidaya lainnya.
Meniti langkah kemenangan di bulan Ramadan. Saksikan program-program pilihan yang menginspirasi di bulan Ramadan. Quran Inspiration.
Jadi ternyata nasihat itu nggak harus dari ustadz ya?
Nggak harus dari ustadz juga.
Dari anak kecil?
Mungkin Allah tahu nih, si Rapi mau ustadz kurang mempan, dikasih anaknya.
Today Special.
Ketemu lagi dengan saya Markus di Today Special.
Ini uniknya dari Chinese cabbage. Ini saya rendam pakai air es, biar lebih crunchy ya.
Small Space.
Selain full kayu, interior dari mejanya, kayaknya sih belum ada kafe yang pakai kayu-kayu jati.
Kids Menu. Saksikan program-program inspirasi Ramadan hanya di IDX Channel. Perbincangan hangat tentang isu dan kebijakan ekonomi terkini yang diulas secara mendalam bersama narasumber terpercaya. Market Review, Senin sampai Jumat, jam 10 waktu Indonesia bagian Barat, hanya di IDX Channel.
Kewaspadaan terhadap penyebaran Omikron harus terus diperketat.
Ya, hal ini sebagai antisipasi dari masuknya virus varian lainnya ke Indonesia.
Awali hari Anda dengan informasi dunia ekonomi yang diulas dari berbagai sudut pandang. Simak pula analisa pasar modal dan inspirasi bisnis dari berbagai perusahaan rintisan. Power Breakfast, Senin sampai Jumat, jam 8.30, hanya di IDX Channel.
Welcome back at the Jakarta Composite Index intraday movement. Earlier today, JCI was open at the level 7,122.91 and then approaching the closing time on the first session, the index was on the level 7,124.9. The index was showing a strengthening trend by the second session closing time. Index was closed at the level 7,148.3. In short, JCI went up 0.45%. And next, we're going to see the sectoral movement leading the dynamics of today's trading. We got technology as the leader of the strengthening trend that went up 2.54%. Energy went up 1.66% to the level. Okay, and we got finance as the leader of the weakening trend, went down 0.41%, and property went down 0.04%. Moving on to top gainers and top losers, here are the key highlights from today's trading session. Adaro went up 6.76% to the level of 3,000 per share. ADMR went up 1.27% to the level of 2,400 per share. MDKA went up 2.05% to the level of 4,970 rupiah per share. And Antam went up 1.52% to the level of 2,680 rupiah per share. Meantime, the top losers for today's trading, we got Bank BCA went down 0.63% to the level of 7,850 rupiah per share. ITMG went down 2.24% to the level of 26,225 rupiah per share. Telkom went down 0.88% to the level of 4,500 rupiah per share. And Arto went down 3.62% to the level of 13,300 rupiah per share. And we're going to see the intraday movement of rupiah towards the US dollar. Opened at the level of 14,362, rupiah was also showing strengthening trend towards US dollar and was closed at the level of 14,275. In summary, rupiah went down or went up 0.96%. Ramayana Lestari Sentosa reversed its financial performance in 2021 by recording a profit of 170 billion rupiah. This value increased by 222.82% compared to the previous year.
Ramayana Lestari Sentosa reversed its financial performance in 2021 by recording a profit for the year of 170.57 billion rupiah. This value increased by 222.82% compared to 2020, when the company lost 138.87 billion rupiah. Based on the financial report, the company's revenue throughout 2021 reached 2.59 trillion rupiah, a slight increase of 2.56% from the previous year of 2.52 trillion rupiah. The Java, Bali and Nusa Tenggara regions became the largest sales contributors with a value of 1.64 trillion rupiah. Meanwhile, Sumatra contributed 451.23 billion rupiah, Kalimantan 231.19 billion rupiah, and Sulawesi and Papua amounted to 266.09 billion rupiah. Meanwhile, the company that managed the Ramayana department store chain previously reported that it had prepared a promotional strategy to seize opportunities ahead of Ramadan. IDX Channel reports.
Krakatau Steel will make additional capital injection for Krakatau POSCO. The value of this injection reaches $308.16 million or around 4.4 trillion rupiah.
Krakatau Steel will make additional capital participation in the form of a hot strip mill factory of Krakatau POSCO. Based on information disclosure on the Indonesia Stock Exchange, the value of this proposed transaction reached $308.16 million or around 4.4 trillion rupiah. Krakatau POSCO is a joint venture company engaged in the iron or steel industry with a capacity of 3 million tons. Prior to the proposed transaction, Krakatau Steel's share ownership was 30%, while POSCO was the controller with 70% ownership. The additional equity participation will be made in the form of fixed assets consisting of 5 parcels of land and 1 factory unit, along with facilities, infrastructure, and operational or other activities. From this transaction, Krakatau Steel will acquire 422,800 new Series B shares with a par value of $516. The value for the new Series B shares is $218.16 million or around 3.12 trillion rupiah. IDX Channel reports.
And the news closed market headlines today. Please enjoy our next program on IDX Channel, Your Trustworthy Economic, Business and Capital Market Channel. I'm Wicky Adrian. Have a nice evening and stay safe.
Awali hari Anda dengan beragam informasi bisnis terkini yang kami kemas dalam berita teraktual dan berkualitas. Power Breakfast, informasi terkini seputar ekonomi, bisnis, pasar modal, dan industri kreatif yang dikemas secara ringan. New Screen menyajikan informasi ekonomi, bisnis, dan keuangan. Market Headline menayangkan berita ekonomi dan bisnis dalam bahasa Inggris. Saksikan program-program berita ekonomi dan bisnis terkini langsung dari sumbernya, live hanya di IDX Channel. Your Trustworthy Economic, Business and Capital Market Channel.